Hi guys, how you doing? My name is John. Yanakwo are joining me. This is FreakyTable. We have so many things to talk about. Let's begin. Netflix versus Ekemaflix. Why are Cameroonian filmmakers being advised to ditch international movie streaming platforms for the local markets? Welcome guys. Nice. We look all African. By the way, I'm wearing JS Designs. This should be Romeo fashion.
This Romeo fashion from here.
Okay, good.
Yeah, inspired.
So support your own.
We're supposed to we wear Cameroon,
Yeah.
hashtag I wear Cameroon.
Yeah.
So we have this huge topic that we're talking about today. I mean, it's about the movie industry now and how they distribute their movies. So the film, Cameroonian YouTuber, Kamga Chassa, took to Facebook September 9 to slam the Operation Tag Netflix campaign, which we all, I think, we participated in. Is organized by the Fisherman's Diary movie producer, Can Quintus, a campaign aimed at speeding the process of Netflix getting a hold of this movie. All right, so according to Chassa, he wrote, and I quote, "If the movie is that good, why can't it be on its own platform?" He went on to say, "Since when did Netflix become the arbiter of quality?" Should I begin with Ko?
Okay.
I mean, I have a lot to say about this.
Yes. I was part of the back and forth with Chassa, brilliant writer too. On this, I think that he missed out on. There were a lot of things that went unaddressed with his post. I think partly because he did not do his research on movies and streaming, and particularly contextually. First, you should understand that there are streaming platforms. We own streaming platforms in Cameroon. We have Yabadoo. We also do have Sango TV, which is just beginning to rebrand. However, the problem has been that producers must always think about their return on investment. And if a movie like Fisherman's Diary is estimated at 35 million francs to make. Putting it on Yabadoo is an option. But then look at the operating system of Yabadoo. Yabadoo, first of all, from the onset, it's an MTN thing. It's exclusive to MTN users, subscribers, which means that you already have a huge chunk of people who cannot access it unless they get an MTN card. Secondly, Yabadoo has no concept of content marketing. MTN does not even promote Yabadoo. First, does not market the platform Yabadoo. So many Cameroonians do not know about that platform. Secondly, movies that are put on Yabadoo are not marketed by MTN, not even in the form of automated messaging and all of that. They are not. Then you actually look at what producers are looking at, the finance, the return on investment, where MTN used to stream a movie is 300 francs, and the producers they make 75 francs from it. That is endorsed. So you and then platforms like Sango TV are caught between the devil and the hard place, because first of all, you should know that a platform like Sango TV, while it's a platform that could be sustainable, you have to think about whether it is possible, if you get a movie like Fisherman's Diary, that you can resell, that audiences are subscribed to the platform.
Not just subscribe, be active on it.
And active, yes, actively subscribe
Yeah.
to watch the movie and also stream the product. There is so much that Chassa and the others who had the same thing did not have to unpack. You know, the idea that we need, first of all, Africa has streaming platforms. If you take Noliland or Yoroko TV and all of that streaming platform, there are problems of even speed on those platforms. So there are a lot of things that go unadjusted. But I understand that it is well-meaning and even kind of negritudian, patriotic to think that we should
abandon international platforms. Anyway, Fabs G of KaiserMagazine.com, he sided with Chassa on this. And in his post, he said, "We are pushing to see that our movies are exposed and hosted on bigger international platforms and not our own. Platforms like Netflix and others. Meanwhile, the average Cameroonian may not be able to access these platforms, that's Netflix and the others." That's where he stood. He has a big question. The big question obviously is that if our movies are really that good, should we not push that they are hosted on our own platforms, should we continue to seek validation from people from outside on our own projects? Yana?
Yep.
Where do you stand on this one?
I'm on the fence. No, just yeah, but this I think it's a hard question between ownership and partnership, right? Do you want to be king or do you want to be rich? That's a big question, and yeah, we all want both. Yeah, we definitely all want both. But then, which is easier to get big? Looking at the structures in which you find yourself in, and also the enabling factors. Because if you're going to want to be king, how does that happen? Where Elonge really made a very strong point. The platforms which are available. Who are those on the platforms? Yeah. Now you have Yabadoo, which is not just exclusively available to MTN users. It's difficult to find it if you're not an Android user. You cannot have it. So you see that at every step of the way there are limitations to limit accessibility to the platform. That aside,
they enhance exclusivity.
Yeah, which is not that kind of product, because it has not been marketed, it has not been positioned as that kind of product. Even the branding is horrible, because there are basic things like tweeting, towards the weekend when people have to watch movies, going out there, recommendations, they send automated messages, but it's mostly about advertising CRTV.
Yes,
and who
the movies?
I mean, who wants to leave their house and their parents from watching CRTV to go watch it online?
Connaissance the Islam.
Can you imagine? Actuality Hebdo, 7:30 news. They have no basic understanding of the user habit and their interest. They've not done their homework. But then we look at artists who have plowed their way through success, either through partnerships or ownership. But then how do you want to own these platforms? It's about looking at the long term. We want to be on Netflix, not because we cannot be on Yabadoo or on Sango TV, but because we're looking at how we can export the Cameroonian culture. When you do that, what happens is, one, you get access to big producers because they see your work. There's trust in the product. You don't only have access to big producers, but also to executives who can make these decisions. You're building a relationship, long-term relationship. There's that, and also there's also putting out the actors. This is the only way I can allow exposure to be used, because you're exposing your culture, your content, and then this return on investment is mostly long-term. Look, Nigeria has Iroko TV, right? Yes. But then there's Netflix. Netflix are going to the country, and Ebony Life TV, which has a huge platform, one of the biggest black in Africa, right? But then they are putting their movies exclusively on Netflix. It's because they need the money. You cannot finance any project without money. He who runs capital, man, runs everything. So you need capital to function. And if we have to get the capital, right, to build the structures, buy the equipment, and everything that's going to pay actors very well, because you're going to put it on Sango TV or Yabadoo, and then you're getting 75 francs for
famous and broke.
Yeah, exactly. Who wants that kind of life? At the end of the day, you're drinking Gary. Not that Gary, I'm not trying to diss Gary, but then Gary is a good name. But then you're drinking Gary, and then you're having all the likes and fame. I think that we need to find what works for us. If it's ownership we want, well, yeah. How do we get the ownership? How many of us are even online to subscribe to these platforms?
Anyway, but he mentioned this point, which everybody, some people actually sided with him. Fabs Chi, where he said that we should continue, we should not continue to seek validation from people from outside, which means international platforms, instead of, for our own local projects.
Yeah.
But it is really funny because, if both of them, Chasa and Fabs, are actually saying these kind of things, then I'm wondering, my only question is that what are you doing on Facebook?
You're saying it on Facebook and YouTube.
What are you saying?
No.
Why are you on YouTube?
See,
No, why
anyway,
Chasa book?
We have Dicalo anyway. We have a local social media platform,
Create
Dicalo.
Chasa book and create
No, Joan, that's
no, it's true.
No, not really. No, this see, I do get Chasa's points, because I understand where he comes from, right? But then,
Chasa didn't do research. What's the
point? No. The point is about making your content available to the local market, which is fine. But then at the end of the day, what happens when you put the content there, right? Who is able to finance that content? Who's able to pay for it? Because what's the purchasing power of the average Cameroonian online?
But that's the whole point. That's what we're talking about.
I'm saying I get his point, but still,
this is it. I actually think that, as I said before, that people who think like that either do not understand how the movie industry is evolving. First of all, you should know that traditional forms of consuming movies have been changing, and streaming services, the majors like Hulu like Disney, like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and all of this, are even obliterating DVDs and cinemas and all of the other ways that they think we could even access the movies by virtue of convenience and cost. This is like an introduction to it, that you need to first of all like understand that, okay, before you even start taking the issues of financing and return on investment and all of that. So I don't know why they need to reinvent the wheel. That's what I'm trying to get. Why do you need to reinvent the wheel? These platforms actually go the extra mile to create content all over the world, to create diversity and inclusion within this platform, such that audiences from all over the world. I know that this type of opinion is motivated by a lot of conspiracy theory about Western domestication of and colonialization of Africa's economy and Africa's marketplace, where they say, oh, they want to bring Netflix to gain African audiences. Is it so? The debate is whether do they want to gain African audiences to Netflix, or they want to get content from Africa to the rest of the world? It's an ongoing debate, and I think that it's a middle ground for any business. They want both. You understand? And I get the point about the idea of getting local streaming services, but even the local streaming services that you've talked about, the African-owned services, actually list their content on Netflix. These streaming services, whether it's Netflix, Hulu, Disney, and all of this, are actually investing a lot of money to scout for good scripts, because there is a serious problem in the movie industry now in terms of originality of content. That what you have now is only prequels, sequels, remakes, and all of that. And so audiences are really bored because there are no new thing, particularly in Hollywood, no new thing coming up. Now the African market provides a new gateway to new content. And so if we can be exposed to all of these audiences, why would Fisherman Diary not be there? Why can Fisherman Diary not be on Netflix, so that we can profit from exposure, distribution, and profitability?
We see. I mean, when I started off, I acknowledge that from a basic level. The thing is, which is where I also disagree with these guys, is because we're looking at things like, okay, like New York. When watching American movies, right, we have the aspiration, we aspire to travel abroad, which is somehow the Cameroonian dream. Somebody joked about that on Twitter the other time, which is the Cameroonian dream, to go abroad, besides securing a matricle. You have that, right? So now, if you watch American movies, you see things like the Statue of Liberty. It's selling you the American brand, right? It's selling you America through their movies, because it's been exported through media. Now you watch Nigerian movies. We have a lot of Nigerian slangs here which are not really Cameroonian, right? We compare Cameroon to Nigeria all the time because we're exposed to their media. We also have countries like the UK with the Big Ben. So if we want to really export our culture, and if we want to go by the tag, taking local content and making it global, right? Why don't we profit from these platforms which have the vast audience, and even now are trying to localize their platforms, right, to suit certain markets? For example, in South Africa, Netflix goes for like I think 1,300 francs, right? Because they understand the purchasing power of that market. It's limited. They cannot pay as much as those in the United States, or what these people have done in MultiChoice has done with Netflix. I think there's even talks about the partnership. So you see that you understand. Okay, you know what? Traditional media is being threatened by streaming platforms because of the whole experience, the convenience, and everything. I know, and all of that. But then now, how do we export our culture? Do we now create? I think what this also does is that it puts us in a place where we have to look at the standards. You see what is on Netflix already. You have to put out top-notch content to match what is there, because for you to make money, people have to watch your content. So if people are not watching your content, you're not making money. So it not only gives us access to finance and all the benefits that come with it, and all the structural benefits. It also gives us. It also raises the bar in terms of what we put out and how we portray Cameroon. Because if we're going to tell Cameroon, if we're going to put something on Netflix, telling stories borrowed from Nigeria or dubbed-down versions from Ghana,
we should have original
stories, and which is what a lot of these platforms are going for.
But I think because there's a point there that really piqued me, the idea of that some people were miffed, angry, by the fact that they were using the hashtag,
Yes.
and that it was some form of desperation.
Yeah.
Isn't that the point of hashtags?
Like it was some form of desperation.
I mean, not to be desperate, but then
And I was like, but the fact is,
it's more like a big idea of the campaign. So you put that into hashtag to make it
like, why would you not profit from that type of
I have no
that type
idea.
of free community mobilization? If you do not, I think somebody said it. If you don't have direct connections, then to Netflix and all of these platforms, then you should be able to use this type of direct community mobilization to get people to watch it. But on the point about originality and content and getting, see, if our streaming platforms actually are keen on getting movies like The Fisherman's Diary, which are top-notch quality produced products, that they could do what Netflix does, which is finance the production of quality products and get them on their platform. So independent producers do not spend 35 million and then come and put on your platform and it cannot sell.
And 25 francs.
If we are so sure of our platforms, then the producers, they should. But I think that one of the things that's also missing in the argument, and I'm sorry to say this, is that it might be that our actors are not marketable enough.
Point.
That they are not branded enough. And so
Because
our movies,
are not
even
going-
on our platforms,
I'm not appealing enough.
might
Are
not
not
be
appealing.
watched.
Well,
I don't know.
there's that possibility.
You have a point.
That was
There's
the
always that
same.
possibility, but then
Then the other thing is, I also think that the debate misses out on a key element, that it is focused on producers, actors, and without the tech people who are supposed to create the platforms. That if we do not have enough platforms, it is partly because tech actors might not have seen the importance of distribution platforms within our context, in terms for movies. Which is to say whether our movies are sellable.
Are they?
Do you think that Sango TV can buy a movie for 10 million and put on its platform?
What movie?
I just put there and the people
Well,
watch.
Fisherman's Diary. The thing about
No,
this
the way forward is
movie,
that
right?
they should
Yeah, they
produce.
should. The thing about it, and that's the reason why this film, The Fisherman's Diary, Canal2 actually spent a whole lot on the technical side of the film, because he was aiming at it getting on global platforms like Netflix. You understand? So if people, executives, MTN, Sango TV are bent on having this movie, then you know,
see. Okay.
they should no. Nothing is more than negotiations, right? Like you could put through the call,
Yeah, but-
and then let's see how this movie.
But if you take the example
and it's
of-
not 75 francs that they are going to give him. Just saying.
But if you don't have access to capital, you cannot talk this way. He's walked the hard road to get there. I look at someone like Beyonce. She's licensed. She partners with Netflix, Hulu, Disney to create original content for their platforms, and she gets the money back to invest in other businesses that are going to promote the local, like the black community. So
Yeah. The other thing which boils down to the question that you asked is that, look at all these platforms. Why would they work with Beyonce? The value, the market. She's marketable.
Yes.
Anything that she puts out, they know that they have a market.
has
They
a platform,
have a
a huge
platform.
platform.
So our artists,
So
can you
that
do
boils down to
something
the
with
question:
our
our
actors?
entertainers, are they marketable?
right now,
Yeah, and I also think that our platforms the platforms that we have here, whether it's Sango TV, I like Sango TV. I think that the model for Sango TV can actually work better than that for Yabadoo if Sango TV, as its rebranding, becomes more consistent. But their approach should be in terms of increasing marketing efforts and sourcing out for scripts and producing quality content in such a way that they themselves can even list those content on Netflix and all of that, even if they don't give them exclusivity to Netflix.
and also making the platform really, really user friendly.
Because that's one of the
very
things.
basic
Because
thing.
have you tried Noliland? Because that's so cool. Because so
like in the Internet Explorer.
All right, guys. So this topic has been there. We were going to keep talking about it for a very, very long time, guys. If you think that Cameroonian film producers or content creators should abandon or ditch or not or snub international streaming platforms or not, please drop your comments on the comment section below, and please keep it short, and we'll be there to reply you guys. Thanks.
FreakyTable is brought to you by Nikki Hit Beauty Studio, Mountain Anten Koto, Buna Musa di Douala, and Prime 22 Bar and Restaurant, Bukwango, Buya.
Hi guys, for more on FreakyTable, please subscribe to our Decoded TV Show YouTube channel.
And also don't forget to follow us on Facebook at FreakyTable.
That's right. Decoded. DCODED TV.
Madman.
Oh my
Madman.
God.